This is Campbell. He's showing us Grenada beyond a typical island drive.
This is where you get chocolate.
I don't think you'll like it.
All this belongs to the prison compound.
Some stops were beautiful. Others were unexpected.
Where shall we go on this 44 Unbound journey?
Good morning from beautiful Grenada, the Spice Island. Just inside the welcome center of the cruise port, got in trouble for filming their security. No filming? But everything seems okay right where we are. We're gonna go off the beaten path and choose one of these non-cruise ship sanctioned tours.
You tell me how long you want to stay, no problem, I'm coming back for you.
It's like a taxi guy, you have a lot of them just standing out trying to get their people. Understand, it's more efficient to have more people to take one bus. So we're here waiting for a few more, recruiting them. Supposedly it's like 2.5 hours, $25 per person. I didn't have the nerve to try to bargain or negotiate. It seemed like a really fair price, especially considering what the cruise ship offered and what was available online. Our guy assured us that we could use our card because running low on cash, but he reminded me that the only ATM we'll dispense is the Eastern Caribbean Guilder. How much is it?
25 each.
All right, is there an ATM or you take cards?
No, it's 10 cards.
Hello.
Okay.
If you want to go with me, I have one lady there with me already.
Okay.
You don't have to go to the ATM. You can use your card.
I can use my card
Yes.
with you?
Yes.
While Campbell recruited a few more passengers, we looked around the port and saw some of Grenada's famous spices. Then we boarded the van and headed out of town toward our first stop, Viewtop Spice Shop.
Now, if you want local fruits and vegetables, you can get it at the market. If you want spices, you can get it anywhere around Grenada. And as we go into the outskirts, it's always cheaper on the outside. We have the Isle of Spice. So you make no fuss for spices when you're in Grenada. Every stop, there are a whole lot of spices. Every time you get out of the van, you smell the spices. It's all around you. So when you get back home, you must do a better job with your cooking.
That's the cocoa bean. These are what the beans will look like. Okay? We ferment the beans, it loses the white, and it comes like this. We put them in boxes and cover them down with banana leaves. All the white stuff drops up, and this is how it comes out. Right? The next one now we have is a nutmeg. It grows like this, and around the lining, they pops open. Now, a nutmeg now has two spices, The red part that covers around a nutmeg, do you know that the spice is called? Mace.
Mace, okay.
Mace and nutmeg grows together. You put it into soups, porridges, donuts, cookies. Then we export it to America. The Americans make fingernail polish and lipsticks. Then we send it to Germany. We export it to Germany. The Germans use it as preservative in luncheon meat salami. In Grenada, I cook with my porridges, my soups, and so on. 13.
Tell you what, the prices seem pretty reasonable. Campbell told us that the prices here were pretty good, not subject to the markup from other places in town, but it's just amazing.
My mother used to be the principal. That's why I'm so well behaved, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you'll like it.
Our next stop was Annandale Waterfalls and Park, and this is where Grenada really started to feel lush and green. It is an easy waterfall stop, not a long hike at all. You walk through the park, follow the path down, and pretty quickly you're at the falls.
Hello, welcome.
All right, thank you. Okay, it's kind of slippery. People can swim in the pool at the bottom or just stand around and take in the view. One thing worth mentioning is that the entrance is not included in the tour fee, so you do have to pay separately. The fee was very reasonable, less than $5 per person.
Feet above sea level. So we like to show you this spot here. The entrance there is the entrance to the prison, that green gate.
The top of this overlook on Grenada. So there happens to be a prison nearby as well. Our guide assured us that the prisoners on Grenada have some of the best views.
They're not inside for the entire day, yeah? They get a little time to take a little jog around and a little jump around. There's a prison, all this belongs to the prison, come on.
Do you have a lot of crime? Would you say?
No, it's manageable, not a lot.
After we left the prison overlook, Campbell took us to his cemetery, or at least that's how it felt at first. To show the layout more clearly, this is the same entrance on Google Maps. As you turn around, you can see how close the cemetery is to the beach access. We were actually arriving at Grand Anse Beach, one of Grenada's most well-known beaches. But the entrance itself sits right beside the cemetery, and that changed the way this stop felt. Grand Anse is beautiful, but it is also connected to the community around it. It is not just separated off as a tourist beach. Once we walked through the entrance, Grand Anse opened up into the kind of beach Grenada is known for. Clear water, soft white sand, and a long shoreline that was easy to walk. There was a mix of locals and tourists, with people swimming, relaxing, and stopping for food and drinks nearby. It felt active without feeling overwhelming. The sailboats offshore added to that Caribbean feeling, the sense that these islands are connected by water, movement, and small boats as much as roads. What stood out was that it felt scenic, but still lived in. Not just a beach to look at, but a place people were actually using. Our time with Campbell was coming to an end, and at this point what stood out most was how proud he seemed to be of Grenada.
The water is very choppy today. The seas are very rough today. It's not one of the good days for swimming.
The tour was supposed to be about 2.5 hours, but it ended up being closer to 4. It never felt like he was just stretching the day out.
And that's where we came from. You see the beach down there?
Yeah.
That's where we came from. All this white sand you see, that's Grand Anse. Make a complete circle, huh? That's where the water taxi have to drop them today because the tide is too rough on the other side. So they have to walk to get at this point to get the water taxi.
It felt like every chance he had, he wanted to show us something, explain something, or help us to see the island through his eyes. Before we got back, he also took us through Grenada's famous tunnel. It is open to both cars and pedestrians, and it is tight, very tight. So if you walk through it, you definitely need to stay alert. After Campbell dropped us off, we still had some time before getting back on the ship, so we walked outside the cruise port area and into downtown St. George's. This part was not polished in the way a cruise terminal is polished, but that is what made it interesting. You saw local vendors, storefronts, clothing, food, tires, traffic, and people moving through their normal day. I like doing this when I can because the port is only one version of a place. It is designed for visitors. But just outside of it, you start to see a different rhythm. It may not be the most scenic part of the day, but it helps you understand where you are a little better. It's got to be right here. The people of Grenada were kind, gracious, and welcoming. The vendors near the port area were not pushy or aggressive, and when I asked a few people for directions, they were patient and helpful. Visitors seemed to fit into the local landscape here. People were going about their day, and you were simply moving through it with them. That made the experience feel calm, respectful, and memorable. We saw the spices, the rainforest, Grand Anse Beach, and the overlook, but the feeling of Grenada is what stayed with me most. Thanks so much for coming along. Stay grounded, stay grateful, and go everywhere.